Hello and welcome to Stir Crazy Art Classes with Gerald Savine, lesson number 48. Hopefully we'll get this painting finished off now. What we're going to be doing, we're going to be painting the water here. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but wherever you get land and greenery and whatever meeting the water, you always land up with a dark line. The only time you won't find it like that is when on the seashore, when the water's lapping up against the beach. But other than that, you always get an overhang. You can see that in the photograph here as well. The other thing is, I've said this before when we've been doing the paintings with water in, is use your brush strokes horizontally, otherwise it will look as though the water's falling down the hill. The other thing is to bear in mind, and again we might not be perfect doing this now, but as it comes, the images come across, they gradually get sort of longer and longer. And also here, that's quite dull because we're seeing underneath there, we're not seeing the tops. And also that's stopping us seeing the reflections of the conifer trees and the Scotch pine over there. But what we've got the reflections of the bits and pieces along the edge of the water. And can you notice as well, here for instance, that flower is going in that direction and its reflection here is going in that direction. So reflections, if one thing leans over one way, when you see it in the water, it'll be going in the opposite direction. So again, be careful. And also, the points here and here are directly opposite each other. Oops, it looks like I've got a bit of paint there. But the thing is, these things always are exactly opposite. That won't be reflected over here. Although that's bent that way, the start of it here will be exactly opposite, then it will come in that direction. I hope that's clear. So let's get on, and excuse me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paint these bits first. What I've already got mixed up. Now again, I got rid of my very strong green and put some fresh water in, but I also have mixed up some colours already, so that's gone slightly green. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up some of the raw umber, and I'm going to, again here, just to get things going, and I'm going to see I'm taking the brush strokes that way. Could do with a bit of lighter colouring. Where am I? Where's my grey colour here? Now this is reflecting the stone that's here. And again, it will come. The other thing you're trying to find, because it spreads out. Oh, excuse me. As it comes across towards you, it tends to get wider. And that's quite dark. So we can try and be as quick as I can with this, because then I'm taking some of the colour out to make it a bit lighter. And again, there's some over here as well. So while we're at it, we'll cover all those little stages. And here it's slightly broader shape, so let's come slightly broader there. Excuse me. And again here we're going to have this little bit of brown showing above there. And again here. So we're just gradually working our way across. I hope you can see this all right. I'll try and be as quick as I can. Now this is further back, so I'm pushing this up here. And got bits of brown showing up here. But again, trying to keep it horizontal. And we've got some greenery, so again here I'm going to pick up some of the green. And I'm going to reflect, again the reflection of the greenery here. It's a bit lighter there, so we'll leave that for the moment. Work our way around. This is the more interesting part, I think, now, is getting that greenery here I think we'll go with the lighter. This has got the lemon yellow in with the sap green. So we're coming right out into the water here. And again, by doing it like this, you're getting, shall we say, getting the slightly rippled effect of the water, hopefully. Unless the water is absolutely still, which very rarely is, but sometimes it is. As I said, some of you know this, but where we have the studio, we're right by the River Severn, and sometimes the river is so still that it makes a perfect mirror image of the boats that are moored up and the bridges and the trees the other side of the river. Again, we'll do the same over here. We've got some greenery. Now, while I've got this particular green on the go, I'm just going to... This is further out. There's a darker green to go in there in a moment. But coming up against where we've been doing that, the other bits. Let's have a little bit more there, I think. Yeah, we get these spiky bits here. We get some white coming in between. It's not so important really, because it gives the impression that the water's rippling. Now we need a darker green here. Now I'm going to go with this green. This one's sap green with the cerulean blue in. And again here we're going to... What I will be doing, I should be dropping in some little bits of yellow in as well for the flowers. But hopefully we'll better do that nice and strongly on top of the... Hoping this is all making sense. Unfortunately I'm having to do it sort of cack-handed so that you can see what I'm doing. That doesn't make it much easier, I'm afraid. Let's have some of this colouring in here as well, shall we? Reflecting these. And the greens coming right round. What we can do here is we can bring in one or two little bits like this as well to represent the shadowing bits of the on the leaves that are there. Won't be able to do a perfectly finished job on this, I'm afraid to say, because again it'll take you longer to do it. And the other thing is, can I come back to this, what I have said before, if you've got the time and the energy, and I mean the weather's not so good at the moment, but it has been really quite warm and sunny. If you can get out, if you've got a garden to go out in, or if you've got a view out of a window, then you know, you can sit and do a bit of drawing, a bit of painting yourself. You know, hopefully this has inspired you to have a go. And I mean, the big thing is, from my point of view, the reason for doing these, I'm hoping that you'll be encouraged to take this up as a new interest. I don't look at, well, for me, of course, it's not a hobby, as it is, again, for my wife, Janice, it's not a hobby at all. It's the way we survive. But say my main thing at the moment is getting you to have a go. For those that have never done it before, I hope you'll find this is interesting enough to want to pursue it. And I think, as I said before, if you one or two of the other lessons, I've had my email address shown up. Again, if you want to contact me at all and show me what you've been doing, I'll be more than delighted to have a look. It's just beginning to come on now. Again, I'm just taking some of the... you've still got a little while, which is good.
5 minutes.
Yeah, so lighter colouring in there. Let's have a look. I've got lighter colouring in here as well. So I'm afraid we're not going to get this done quite as far as I would have liked, but then that's always been the problem. But I'm hoping that you're... no, I'm going to have to come in darker here. Excuse me. I'm going to push over here to this side. I'm going to use this is the sap green with ultramarine in, which gives you a slightly darker colouring. And I'm still not quite sure that's what I want. So I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to bring a little bit of raw umber and mix it in with the green, which I've got here, which will give it a slightly softering but slightly sort of muddy colour as well. Because what it is, it's really reflecting what's underneath there. Excuse me. Oh dear. Once I start coughing. There we go. That's probably better. A little bit more water, I think. But again, notice I'm trying to use the tip of the brush all the time. See if I can get this to look like something worthwhile in the time we've got. But as I said before, you've got more time. I'm hoping that you've... don't forget, you can stop the video any time and just check things out. Again, always have a good look at the original. You've got a number of lessons that we've done with the photograph in. So hopefully you'll be able to pick up. This isn't quite as nice as I'd like it to be, but then I say, unfortunately, time doesn't allow me to do a perfect job. As some people know, when I'm doing paintings for my own, for my commissioned work or paintings that I do myself, I take a lot longer to get them done. But I'm hopefully give you some idea of what's. So unfortunately, I think we're going to be running out of time in a minute. So what I'm going to do, 2.5 minutes. So, yeah. Right. Yeah, let's go with the darker through there, shall we? I hope this is beginning to give you some idea of how to get on with it. Beginning to get a feeling, isn't it? Hopefully. Here I'm going to very quickly, just so we can dab round these. I'm obviously here because I'm working round the greenery with the bluey greeny brown paint. Let's get the edge of the stonework done as well, shall we, while we're here, so that stands out. So you can see the shape of the stones. Now again, I'm going to be running out of time, so I'm going to have to really sort of curtail what I was planning to do. But what I'm going to do now is very quickly I'm going to pick up some of the cadmium yellow and I'm going to dab it into the paint, try and get it nice and thick. And again, I'm just going to use a bit of imagination here. I'm going to put some bits of plant or flowers, shall we say, going into here as well. Just get a bit of interest in the bit of colour in the foreground. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to have enough time to do enough detail as I would like to have done. What I should probably do is later on I'll just finish this off so that I can show you how it looks. Let's have some of this red, just to put some red flowers over this side and some over this side as well. Again, just to give a little attraction. I'm not sure what flowers these might be. Use your imagination. But I think we're just about coming towards the time.
Yes.
So I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to now stop, and can I just say thank you for being with us, and I hope you managed to get your painting finished off, and next session I hopefully have this finished to show you.